Welcome to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with intuitive lightworker, national speaker, metaphysical teacher, and best-selling author Lisa Kessler. What is it you want to manifest? Are you looking to increase your income, change careers? Maybe you want to manifest a new home or a new car. Are you ready to bring love into your life? You have come to the right place.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. Can you believe summer starts on Sunday? We are officially halfway through 2025. That always makes my head spin. It's like every year time goes faster or something. But remember, we are on a linear timeline. The universe, all times are now, right? So stay just a little metaphysical with me as you examine your year, because I think sometimes we push too much on our timetable instead of allowing things to unfold. And I'm guilty of that too. I do it all the time. I try to micromanage and then I remember, wait, slow down. But think about the Princess and the Frog, right? She sings that song Almost There. And a lot of times, by the time June rolls around, you either feel like you're almost there or you're going, oh my gosh, I missed the whole first half of the year and I haven't even started. And either one truly is okay. There is no failing at manifesting. The only way that you won't get your dream is if you give up completely. So, my friends, buckle up. You are still in the running for your dream. Yes, you are. So think about that as summer begins, it always starts with the summer solstice, which this year is happening on Sunday. And it brings us the longest day of the year. And in my online manifesting community, which here's a tiny pitch, it's down, the link for it is down in the show notes. And every month we do a masterclass. And anyway, for summer solstice, we always set our intentions for the third quarter and we do a little ritual to welcome in summer. And it's all on Zoom, so you can participate from anywhere. So please consider joining us. Anyway, even if you're not in the online manifesting community, this is a perfect time for you to reflect and then recalibrate, get fired up for the rest of the year, because halfway does not mean the year is over, right? So when you are listening to this podcast, I'm going to give you a few different journaling prompts. I hope that you'll take the time to journal for yourself. It doesn't even have to be a long time. Give yourself 10 or 15 minutes to just turn everything off and write in your journal. Or you can type it out if you are someone who would rather type than use a pencil. It's fine. But this year is kind of flowing by, and you have to look back before you can look ahead. I know I've said this on other podcasts, but the reason is really important, because when we go rushing to the next goal without acknowledging how far we've already come, it leaves us empty, because you need to celebrate what you've accomplished so far and then move toward the next thing. Otherwise, you will wear yourself out. You'll burn out because you're constantly chasing the next thing and you have never noticed how much you've grown. Sometimes you won't notice that you have outgrown this dream. So it's really important that you look back before you start planning out the rest of 2026. So something that I would recommend that you try in your journal is ask yourself, what has surprised me this year? Because for me, it would be running for the school board. That was not on my bingo card for 2026. It really wasn't, but I was open and it kept coming up. And I finally decided, you know what? If no one tries, nothing will change. So I have been learning how to run a school board campaign. And is it perfect? No. Am I still trying to fundraise to get all those signs that have to go all over the county? Yes. But you know what? I qualified. That was huge. I am going to be on the ballot. So that is a milestone for me to celebrate, even though the ultimate goal has not been realized. Does that make sense? So ask yourself, what surprised me this year? And it could be an unexpected opportunity, like I just talked about. It could be a new friendship. It could be a challenge, maybe, that showed you you're much stronger than you realized. honest, it could be that your dream showed up very different than you had imagined. Think about it. Life hardly ever unfolds according to plan. And I think that that is part of the magic of being alive, being a human being, is because when life unfolds different than we expect, it gives us opportunities to learn something new and to grow into it. If someone had told me in January, you're going to run for the school board, I would have laughed. But I am growing into it. And that would not have happened had the surprise not walked through my door, right? So think about that. Think about dreams that, came because life unfolded unexpectedly, because those things are often gifts that are, wearing a nice mask. Then I highly recommend that the next thing that you journal about is what has discouraged you. And I truly believe that manifesting is not about pretending everything is perfect. Oh my gosh, if you do that, you end up missing out on so much of life, because to be honest, life is messy. It's messy. And if you are out there listening and feeling like, oh my gosh, I never get my act together, stop with that voice in your head telling you never. Think about that every single person, life is messy. It is in different ways for everyone. No one has their complete act together, even though that's what you might see on Instagram. You can't see their own struggles. So stop comparing yourself, stop beating yourself up, and think about what has discouraged you, because when it's okay to acknowledge when you're disappointed, what didn't happen, what didn't work out, what was harder than I expected it to be, what dream is taking longer than I thought it would, what challenge kind of knocked the wind out of me. This is your chance to be honest. You're not saying it out loud to anyone else. You are telling it to yourself in your journal. And this isn't about focusing on lack or what you don't have. It is focusing on clarity, because that's where you find your power. You cannot consciously choose the next chapter of 2026 if you're unwilling to acknowledge what has just happened in the first 6 months, right? Ignoring it isn't going to change it. But when we get clarity, we can move forward with this new strength that we have, or this new knowledge, or, don't hide from it. It's okay. Then I would ask myself, what has inspired you? So think about it. You're shifting now your mindset from those disappointments, from that, the harsh reality perhaps, and you're shifting into what inspired you. And this one is really interesting, because usually when you are journaling like this, you will discover that most of the things that inspired you came from those challenges and disappointments. Because in hindsight, you discovered a new connection, a new friend, a new job, a new apartment, a new house. All of those things, those big changes, usually we hesitate to make them, but life gives us a big nudge. And usually that nudge might be a disappointment. You lost a job, or something didn't turn out the way you thought, or you missed a deadline. And that leads you to this new spot. So when you write about what has inspired you so far in 2026, you are going to discover that a lot of those challenges lead to inspiration, which makes you braver to take a few more risks, right? So think about what has inspired you so far. Was it a person? Was it a book, a podcast, a class you took, maybe a conversation with a friend? Think about all the moments that reinvigorated your hope. Think about what reminded you that, oh my gosh, magic is real. It's all around me. I love those moments. I always try to journal those, because you forget, right? Anyway, this inspiration matters because it reconnects us to the universe itself, to the energy, to know that it expands, and expanded energy is leading us toward expanded possibilities, right? So when you think about what inspired you, it makes you more open to take that next forward step. And that's really what Summer Solstice is all about. It has for a long time, all of the summer solstice celebrations are all associated with abundance and vitality and brightness because all of the flowers are blooming, the crops are growing. It's not time to harvest it yet, usually, but this is the time where you can actually see it. If you have a garden or flowers, it's a great way to witness manifestation in its perfect form, because when you plant something, even if you plant a little plant that already has leaves, it's already sprouted, once it has its first bloom, it is an amazing demonstration of how we manifest, because you planted it and there were no flowers, and you watered it every other day or however often you have to wherever you are, with the knowledge that you don't have to make it flower, but you know that it will. And that is the trust you need when you're manifesting. That's how it all works. It's you planting seeds, watering it with your intention and your energy, and trusting that when the time is right, the universe will bring it to bloom. Isn't that amazing? So anyway, summer solstice is all wrapped up in that growth. It's a great time to ask yourself, what am I seeing clearly? What can I no longer ignore if there's a big scary opportunity? That's how I felt about the school board. It kept coming up and I kept going, what? I've never done anything like this. But, once I stepped into it, I have met so many amazing people and I'm just so inspired every day. I was at another meeting last night and I just came home all fired up and inspired, because we really can change the world, my friends. Yes, we can. Think about maybe what is ready to grow because you planted seeds earlier this year. What is just starting to bloom? And another thing to think about at summer solstice is, what am I ready to release? Because every manifestation needs room. Think of time, since we're in linear time, right? If you want to manifest something big, usually you need time in order to do that. So what can you release to free up some more time to do it? So think of releasing in that way as well. Then you have now gotten, that summer solstice inspiration. You're ready to go. Then ask yourself, what do you still want to manifest in 2026? This is how we look forward. If the year ended tomorrow, what would you regret that you didn't pursue? Right? That's a great way to think about what do you still want for 2026? What still lights you up every time you think about it? What little opportunity keeps knocking on your door? Because when you think about that, it can inspire you again to recognize the opportunities when they come. What would make December feel amazing? Think of yourself in December of 2026. What would make you just beam that 2026 was the best year ever? What would it be? Think about it and write it down. Nothing is out of bounds. When you're brainstorming, everything's an option. And 6 months is enough time to create incredible change. It's enough time to start a business. It's enough time to write a book. It's enough time to find a relationship or maybe improve the relationship that you're in. It's time to lose some weight. It's enough time to improve your health, to learn something new. Maybe you want to learn to cook some Asian food. That's what popped in. So perhaps you want to learn something like that. 6 months is plenty of time. It's the perfect time to join a community. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the online manifesting community. Joining in June is perfect. You've still got half a year left to jump in and learn and grow. 6 months is enough time to change the trajectory of your life. It really is. So never underestimate what you can do in 6 months. So don't give up. Don't give up, my friends. This is not the time. This is how we finish strong. It is not about pushing harder. It's about reconnecting with your why. I've said this a gajillion times. I'm going to say it again, but our job is to decide what we want and why. The why is your fuel. Why do you want it? And then the universe decides how it will manifest and when. But if we can stay reconnected with our why, that will give you the passion you need to finish the year strong. Sometimes when we lose momentum, it's because we got distracted from our why. We forgot the reason we even started. So in your journal, write about why you want that thing so bad. Why do you want it? Return to how it feels like if you had it, and ask yourself, do you need support? What habits do you need to change? Where can you make a little more time? And then I think it's the most important question. Ask yourself, what is one aligned action that I can take this week? We do this a lot in my weekly mastermind. We will write down, what can I do this week? Right? Because it doesn't have to be something big. You don't need a complete overhaul. You just need momentum. And momentum starts with one step. That's all. So in closing, I hope that as we roll into June, remember the holidays start to come toward the end of the year. So it gets really easy to go, oh, well, next year. And don't wait for January. One of the most empowering things that you can do for yourself is create a new beginning right now. You don't have to wait for January. You can start one right now, this moment, as you listen to this podcast. All it is making a choice. And the summer solstice is your invitation to realign before the year slips away. And you're doing it not out of fear or pressure, but you're stepping into it from possibility. Because you have journaled all these things out, you know yourself, you have clarity of intention, and you are fired up. All that fiery sun energy from the summer solstice. So as we move into this second half of the year, if you spend this time reflecting and you write these things out in your journal, even if it's just what surprised me, what discouraged me, and what inspires me, you will have so much fuel to finish out 2026 strong. Because again, it's not about pushing, it's about putting energy out to the universe so it can match it. And if you're never thinking about your dream, you're never putting any emotional intention into it, the universe has nothing to match, right? So remember, this is about becoming a new version of yourself. And the year isn't over. In fact, it's just getting interesting, right? So open up that journal and let me know if anything surprises you that you write down. There is a link down below to share your success stories and questions. Please send them in. I love getting those emails because it is so inspiring to see people working to change their life, being inspired, trusting the universe has their back. That is the best. That's why I do this podcast. So please do your homework and you will thank me for it. It will get you fired up because we still have half the year left. You have plenty of time for every dream. And I am sending you the best vibes to make them real. If you need support, click that link to join the online manifesting community. We would love to have you. And whatever you do, make that time to reflect so that you can get yourself fired up about your super bright future.
Thanks for listening to the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast with Lisa Kessler. If you have questions or comments, or if you'd like to work with Lisa to manifest your dreams, you can connect with her through her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net. That's also where you can claim your free weekly tarot reading and manifesting tips. Make sure you subscribe or follow the Metaphysical Manifesting Podcast on your favorite podcasting site so you never miss another episode. As Lisa likes to say, we can make magic when we bring the universe into the equation. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you'd like more information about Lisa, Metaphysical Manifestation Mentorship, or the Manifesting Magic Mastermind, visit her website at metaphysicalmanifesting.net.